Alright everyone, it is ZZ9 here, and welcome back to revisiting my old Skyscrapersim buildings. This just opened and we'll figure out why in a moment. I have got 3 buildings today, and I'm hoping I don't go down a rabbit hole like the last time. However, I suspect in the third one, we probably very much will. Now, you've probably just seen that. That's an old trick which I'll explain in a second. Let me just bring it back up. But today, our first building is this little small building. It's not much to talk about. I think I just made this on holiday one time. Like, I was on holiday and it was sort of after everything had happened for that day. And I was just sort of playing the game and I was like, let's just make a thing. And this is a small thing that was made in not much time at all. So, anyway, you're probably wondering about this thing, which has got 4 doors and is very small. It's a bit of a building creator trick from back in the day to make a semi-automatic door entrance, which is to create a very strangely shaped lift, and it basically acts a bit like an automatic door. The side effect of that, of course, is it can go down. You can also see the buttons. See, there's the buttons right there. I just realised my audio for the game is not where it should be. So I'm going to very quickly fix that while the doors close. The audio for the game is now where it should be, and we can continue. You probably didn't even know. So anyway, there's 3 lifts here, or 3 sets of lifts. We'll start with the set closest to us. We'll just go up. I don't know what these even are, so I'm just readjusting my mouse. Can't remember what I put in here. We've got a Gen 2 apparently. Let's go all the way. It does. Take a couple of round trips. A round trip on lifts in each of the set, I suppose. There's really nothing interesting out on these floors. Like, maybe there's a difference in the floors it serves? Oh. No, there is more lifts. I was wrong. And a piece of wall. Okay, there's more to see here. There's more to see here, so we'll ride the lifts that we can definitely see on 0. And then I guess we're going looking for some more. There's more than meets the eye, but this is just a very standard building creator Gen 2. I want to say this was from like 2018, this building. That's a standard Gen 2. We'll go to this over here as the automatic door is about to go down. Only the most realistic things. There's an atrium here actually, I just noticed. So we've got an extra set of lifts there, an extra set of lifts there, an extra set of lifts there. All can be accessed from floor 1, I think. So that's fine. We'll ride everything we can see on 0 and we'll change up on 1, I guess. Ah, here's the ThyssenKrups. I was wondering where these were. Oh, these are being used by the random activity. ThyssenKrups. All the way up to 3? Guess not immediately all the way up to 3. Where's the other one? There we go. Spam the button. I wonder if this one works. We'll try and get this one to go down. I imagine this lift works. Imagine if it's got stuck already. There goes that one. No, this one's fine. Help if I could press the button. Yeah, pretty standard building creator ThyssenKrupp as well. Really nothing to say about it. It was classic, I didn't set the buttons to be constantly showing, despite the lifts being glass, so there are just no buttons half of the time. There goes that one. Should we see where that one's called to? Where's my frame rate? Having a fun time of things. Anyway, that's up to 3. What else do we have? I anticipate this being a long video again, simply because of the 3rd building. But I want to know what lifts are up here, so we are going to go to 1 after seeing what's in here. I think these are cones. They're not conies. They are. Ah, yes. They're just a trio of old Otises, because that makes so much sense, doesn't it? I thought these are conies. Anyway, oh, I've just pressed 1. Just press 1 by mistake. We may as well see what's up on 3. Right, the extra lifts, because they're very much needed. As always, early opening taken to the absolute extreme. Might as well press that. Got another building coming up, which is a very similar type of idea. There's just lifts everywhere, but then it has an extra feature in it, which is probably the rabbit hole that we'll go down, because I think it's becoming a tradition to go down a rabbit hole. Oh, there's so many lifts that I can't get to because I only got 2 and 1. Okay, right, so how many different lifts are in here then? 1. There is a singular lift. Let's notice series 1. Oh well. Forgot this was here. I forgot all the lifts that went to not ground were here. Right, so I'm guessing what these are is lifts for specific offices. There isn't going to be any there. It's quite a big office actually. But there will be one in there, there and there. And those will all go between 1 and 2. Let's see what each office has got. Starting with being unable to enter a door. This one goes 2 and 3 apparently. I didn't realise that. We'll take a round trip on this because it's a first gen express. Where's the buttons? Oh, they're over here. Because of course they're just on the glass wall. Need to get a better hold of the mouse. This is very shaky so far. Here we go. Perks of having mouse sensitivity up really high. Makes some very jittery movements sometimes when you're trying to be smooth. Look at that ceiling light texture. Why am I just not finding a comfortable place to hold my mouse? Anyway, there's an express lift, so what's next is the question on my mind. To do that, we have to go in here. Liftless office. This one. Liftless office. Alright, we'll go down to 1 and see if we can find anything else. And then that'll be that, probably. Why are they both here on 2? Oh well. Be both there on 2, I guess. There you go. Go to 2 and 3. Heh. So, what do we find down here? Well, we find this. Many things that I didn't know I put here. So in here, I think I'm sensing a pattern. If there was only 1 extra lift, I really don't remember. I'll be honest. I do not have 1 clue if there's any extra lifts in here. We might have seen them all already. In which case, it's probably time to move on because it's been 10 minutes and this building is small. Yeah. I'm gonna say it. Liftless. This is the end of the lift potential here. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the lift potential here for sure. No more. We'll go back down the Gen 2. I will check, obviously. But you know what I'll do? While this lift shows up, actually I can't right now because I'm in full screen. I was going to check the control panel going to the elevator editor. Can I just press a button that I want to press? Is that... No, you don't come here because these recordings are professionally made, do you? We embrace the scuffedness. Anyway, that was this rather not much to say about building. Shall we go to something that's a bit more to say about? I think we go to something that's a wee bit more to say about. So with that being said, there goes the automatic Pickerings door, lift thing. And now we'll go to the next building. Well then, it is second building time, and you get a sense of patterns emerging for which external window texture I used a lot. But we have these things here, but also this thing here, and those lifts here. What does it all mean? Well, there's only one way to find out. So let's start over here. I'm hearing a lot of random activity. Now this was made 2018 or 19, 2018 or very early 19, I think. I'm not 100% sure. And we'll just see what we've got in here. We've got a few different things. So here's this lift that exists. We hop inside. It's got Dewhurst buttons, based on a ThyssenKrupp, but then fictional lift company that some people might remember from way back when. So it's not actually a ThyssenKrupp, nor is it a Kone EcoDisc motor. It's powered by Beeblebrox EcoDrive. That would not get past trading standards, but there you go. So, yeah. Totally shameless ripping off of the EcoDisc name. Don't we just love it? There's also a slight error with the circle there. But that is these. All three of them are the same. All the ones are the same. There's literally just 3 types of lift in here. But if we go around here, I believe the ends of these buildings have got obviously those. But then around here there's those, which I'll get to in a moment. Yeah, I believe up here is just another set of the same things again, am I not mistaken? Yeah, oh wait, no, I was wrong, it's more of those ones. We'll go back to the other ones because they're near the entrance, and that's a nicer thing to be near. Oh wait, no, I see, oh I see, so it's like an end is like there and then it sort of splits here, so you've got one of these type, one of that type, and then one of this type. Now I have no idea where I got the name for this type from, but this lower spec model has been given the name ZSX30A. I have no idea where that came from. Maybe the ZSX part was like the Honda NSX or something? I don't know how that would have been in my head, but possibly? But what this actually is a Pickerings. But also levels really well. That's one thing it does do. So again, all the ones that look like this are the same thing. It's got these carpet walls or whatever. Usual floor. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Like, see how well it levels. That was like, I want to say that's direct to floor actually. That was really good. Let it close. So I think both of these pieces of building are identical, with having the eco drives at the close end and the complicated name ones at the far end. I'll check in this one really quickly, but I think it is literally identical. Aye, it's identical. So we'll just check the third one, because the third one's a slightly different shape. For reasons that will become apparent, hashtag soon. Hashtag soon is what I'm saying there. Alright, so here at this end, I bet you we have got, yeah, so it's the same concept, just a slightly different shape. We've got another one here. What one's that? Oh no, it's a Button. Tiny button. So the ZSX30A. Oh, this one's got a lot more single lifts. We've got a ZSX30A there. If we follow this around, if I can get some speed up, we've got another eco drive. I'm going to assume this is going to be a ZSX30A here, which it is because you can't see any indicators, and this one being another eco drive. So this is a lot different actually. It's got 4 single lifts and then a trio instead of 2 trios and 2 singles, which does mean it has 1 less lift. Also, you just heard a very nice 3-tone chime there. That means one of those big glass lifts is about to go up. But why? Where does it go? Well, you'll find out in a bit. Right now, those are not relevant. Although I will just bring one of them down for the fun of it. Also, yes, that's just Building Creator moment with shaft textures. We'll go in here and ride these. Go in here and ride these. These are more eco drives, but we might as well. You never know, you might see a lift show up. We do not. Again, one of the funnies about the shaft textures is you can probably see out of the shaft there, even though there isn't actually an out of the shaft to see. Look, it's glass, but only if you look at it from inside the lift. Isn't that incredible? Let's try the other one down. There we go. Bing, bing, bong. Bing, bong. Now I'm going to say this before we go on to the next part of the building. It's possible some of you might recognise this. Maybe. You certainly might recognise it in a bit. It may become apparent what it's for. I didn't actually realise there's a bit of advanced door open on that. I forgot I did that. Just a small bit, but a little bit. So, these lifts, what do they do? I want to check something. Ah yes, I did set the internal call buttons on these to ring all the lifts. The external ones do not. The only problem is because the internal ones are created second, they get lit up with the outside ones, and then you can't do anything with any of these. And I kind of would rather take one of these. Do these external ones here still? Oh no, they don't. Okay. Cheat code. Figured out a cheat code. So, what are the purpose of these MXZ300s? Totally based on the MXZ100s. They go up to an observation deck. Why do they go up to an observation deck? You're about to find out. There goes one of them. There goes 2 of them. Again, totally architecturally possible this. And can I just point out the solid floor? Make good note of that solid floor that you cannot see out of at all. You cannot see out of the floor at all, okay? That floor is unable to be seen out of. Until now. So, why is this building got this? Well, this building is actually called, officially, it is called the ZZ9 Signature Building. Now, it's not really a signature of the work I can do with hand coding. So why is it called the Signature Building? Well, there's a very specific view you can get from the top here. So we have a look. That is the very specific view you can get from the top here. It literally just says ZZ9 and has Pac-Man on it. Because of course that was a big thing for things I made back then. You can see the lifts away down there. But there you go. That is why it's called the Signature Building. And why is it that it might be familiar? Possibly? Maybe? Well, it all happens when you go down this lift. So let's call up one of the lifts. We're getting the one on the far left, front left even. Can only assume the other one's open because I could have been sure that this one has priority. I might be wrong. Of course, they come from such a distance and at such a speed that the chimes fade. That's just a Skyscrapersim thing. But you're about to figure out why this might seem familiar. Again, pretty direct to floor. So, what's familiar? Well, if I just take a look out here, I think this is roughly how I did it anyway. Can't remember exactly. But basically, you look out here and you see the ZZ9 going past. Something like this, I can't remember exactly how I did it, but something pretty much like that was on my outro on my videos for a very long time. So that is basically how that came about. I made this and I was like, I'll put it on a YouTube outro. I think this was made after I'd already started the channel, so makes sense. And yeah, basically that's how that happened. That's why that's on the outro. It came from this building. It was just in the up direction rather than down. Yeah, I can't quite remember exactly how I did it. I might have been in one of these lifts to be a bit more distant from it. Let me actually go up this one. I want to see. I think I was maybe in this lift. I'm not sure. I seem to remember not being quite as close. Ah, it must have been this lift, possibly. No, it can't have been, because this lift shaft's in the way now. Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember, but somehow it was there, and I'd got it, and it was fine. I can't remember. I'd need to look back at the clip, and I can't be bothered doing that right now. So this is the Signature Building. You can go back down to ground. Observation deck. There are just lifts up here, and none of them took the call down there. So with that being said, that is pretty much... Let's bring up that lift. Oh, I can't do that. That is pretty much this building. It was mostly all about that view. Out of the totally very... totally very transparent floor, and not solid at one point. But with that being said, that is this. Let me know what you think of this concept. It's a bit of a concept. With that being said, I'm going to get a screenshot of this, and then we're going to go on to the third building, where I think I'm going to go down a rabbit hole, which is a problem because I've already got about 23 minutes of recording in. So, on to building number 3 for this video. Alright, so here's the building that I think I'm going to go down a rabbit hole for. It's another small office building. But as you can see, there's something a bit extra going on here. So, we hop inside the building. You can see we have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different rooms. I think there's more than that. I'll be honest, I think there's more than that. This lift I want to leave till last. So we'll go here first. We'll go up to 3 or 4. Can't remember what the top is. I think it's 4. Yeah, it's 4. I was just outside and I saw it was 4. There are 5 Otis 2000s. Oh, this only goes up to 3. Well, I guess we're going to 3. And it has this same indicator with the slight error. And there you go. Things are now moving. Is there any other... No, so the same things persist, I think, the whole time. No.
Doors opening.
Let me go to 1, see if there's any others. Oh, I didn't close that door. Hold on.
Doors
I like closing doors after I've used them.
Doors closing.
There we go. All good, we can go to 1 now. Unless I set the doors to open, I want them closed afterwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it persists even if the lifts might not always persist. There is a gap there, you'll notice, though. There was 5 lifts, but there's a gap there.
Doors closing.
Now, why is there a gap in the 5 lifts? Well, I actually forgot this was a thing because I really don't do much with these buildings now. But this lift, as it turns out, is non-stop to 3. It runs exactly the same as the others, so we're just not going to bother. I've been stuck there. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's definitely just the same things every way. So now we'll go to this one. I think level 4 is the only one that's different. Oh no. This only goes to 1. Does that mean there's another lift then? Is this going to be... Ugh. It's a this'n. It's a this'n, it's super slow. We're here. I'm not going back down that. I'm just not. That's just not a thing that's in the list of things I want to do. But I do want to go up to 2 because that piece of office is still there on 2. So I want to check something. Give me a lift. After I said I wasn't going back in these lifts, I'm going back in this lift.
Doors opening. Doors closing.
I just want to see if the pieces of office were those lifts after they'd stopped. Are they just single floor units? Lift, you stay there. I'm coming back to go down to 0 again. Because this is still here, you can see. So is there another lift or is it just empty? It's just empty. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Always go to 0, so no lifts are missed. There's a reason to stick around. There's 2 reasons to stick around. Firstly, the last lift in the main part of the building. Secondly, what comes after. Zero.
Doors opening.
So, now we've established there's a very, very slow this'n over there. What is over here? I'm going to guess cone of some kind. Here is cone of some kind. And it goes all the way up to level 3. And has this sound, which is probably not a cone sound in any way, shape or form. But this is what the building creator put on it. So we'll ride another one. It did not leave. There we go. Cone Office Series, or whatever you want to call it. Basically a TMS that's a slightly different spec. Also, there's some drop ceiling tiles going on there, or whatever, drop ceiling lights, that are tiled far too huge. But we ignore that. We ignore that because I said so. Anyway, 3 sections done, on to section 4. Section 4 has some old Otis lifts. These old Otis lifts go up as high as 1 only. And they're glass with 2 buttons on both sides. They look exactly like you'd expect them to look. And they also have no close buttons, just like you'd expect them to not have. Apologies about the slight sniff there, but we go down in this old Otis now. A very wide lift. This is very much unrealistically wide for how deep it is. There's the lovely old Otises. So, with the old Otises having now been seen, we go to this one, which I'm going to guess has got cones. These are not cones. There are 8 lifts here. 8. To go between 0 and 2. A set of 4 lifts for 2 floors. A set of 4 lifts for 2 floors. Why? 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 Yeah, I don't even have the words. Why did I do this? Here's hoping that the express lifts over here at least serve level 1. Because if these also only serve 2, okay, they also serve level 1, but that's still 4 lifts for 3 floors. So the chances are that there could easily be a lift that gets an extreme amount less use than all the rest of them. Especially in the ThyssenKrupp set, like literally. In the ThyssenKrupp set, the end lift, the lift of the least priority, might get like a 1 round trip a day in that scenario. Who knows? Not much anyway. These expresses, maybe not quite that extreme, but there'll still be a bit of a discrepancy there. Standard cab, by the way. But this must be a very busy tiny office to have half of the floor space taken up by 8 lifts. I'm just saying. Again, I'm assuming this is like a 2018 made building. I can't remember why I made it. It just felt like a good idea at the time, I guess. Cones! Here's the cones. They go non-stop 0 to 3. Now that's okay, because then you don't really have to wait for them too much. You'll always have one not too far away. It's not too bad. Like, I can accept this idea. I can accept this idea, you know? 2 lifts for that sort of gap. That's okay. Not 8 lifts for 0, 1 and 2. 4 of which are only 0 and 2. Not sensible. Not sensible past me. What are you doing? I just realised we've been going 10 minutes and I haven't even shown you the absolute rabbit hole that we're about to go down. But in here we have something. I think it's actually here on 0, so we're going to let it go. Okay, so it's up there. The button is pressed because in my infinite wisdom, this was the first lift made. It serves all floors up to 4, and it gets every single piece of random activity ever. So we're going to be waiting a moment. But it's a notice, it's a Gen 2 specifically. And it's kind of a, I want to say foreshadowing-ish for something coming in the future, possibly. We'll see. Don't 2 again. Likes floor 2. Don't know why it likes floor 2. But if anyone's wondering what this is, you'll probably find out here in a minute. I'm sure you'll find out momentarily. Wow. Okay. So the feature of this lift that I want to draw your attention to is that indicator. That was sort of my first full indicator customization. Literally the number put on in MS Paint, I think. Yeah, it definitely was. It was MS Paint for sure. And of course there's the floor announcements. All of this was, of course, not obtained legitimately, but you know, me back then, not as mature and all that, you know. Still part of the past, still part of how I got to where I am now, so you kind of just got to admit it, know it was wrong, and just accept it was something that you did once upon a time. But there it goes. Not bad for a first attempt, anyway, given what I knew about making buildings back then. But with that being said, here we are up here. I think there's still nothing extra. All of these don't have lifts in them at this point. That's the only lift that goes up here. And as you can see, we have a door that leads into this very unrealistic looking bridge. We follow this round, we find ourselves with these lifts. Now I actually just heard one being used, so we're going to bring them up. Why is the frame rate being so frame ratey? More frames please, I would like frames, thank you. Now, When these appear, we'll see what they go down to. What is the frame rate doing, please? Is it just my mouse sensitivity? I don't know. Anyway. Here's this old Otis lift. We have buttons either side. As you can see, -1, -2, -3. Now, if I remember right, we have to start on -3, but I'm not sure on that. That's what we're going to do. So we're just going to look at the buttons for now as we go down. Now this is where the rabbit hole's going to start. This might make this video the longest one yet, genuinely. Not even being funny. We'll go to -3. And we'll just work our way from there. I think that's right. Might be wrong. It could very easily be wrong, but you know what? All good fun. Here we are at -3. So, opens out down here. And as you can see, there's a door out. And guess what? Guess what I decided to do? You have to pick the right door to go through. It's a bit of a maze. So let's just let's do a good try, I guess. Oh no, I already don't know. I don't remember. It's gonna look like it's fine, but it isn't. This is a wall. That's a good wall. Yeah, I really don't think the building creator liked it when you did so many walls like that. So yeah. I believe there is another set of lifts to take, which is what we're aiming to reach, if I get this right. I don't know if I've got this right. Got it wrong. This is the rabbit hole. I said it. I warned us all about it. I warned us all. This was not going to go well. I need to find a way through. I can literally just... What's a good wall I made there? I can literally just walk around it. You don't even need to use the doors. Right, there's this door. Where does this go? It goes somewhere. It goes to another wall that has a hole in it. Now, two options. Straight on. Straight on was not the option. Alright, here we go. Oh? Oh, frame rate, please. Oh, frame rate, please, frame rate more. Skyscraper, why are you skyscrapering so badly right now? Please. Oh, there it goes. Oh no, it's gone again. Oh no, it doesn't like looking down. Okay. Lesson learned, look upwards as much as possible and you will get good frame rate. Please don't be a dead end. Please. Please, I just want to go to the next level. This is a rabbit hole. That one's a dead end. This is an absolutely huge space. I don't know why this is so huge. Why is this space so big? Is there something around here? Yes, there is. I'm going to go around here. I'm going to go around here. Okay, it's not impossible that this is the answer. It's not impossible that this is the answer. It's still not impossible that this is the answer. It's the answer. We've found some lifts. Okay, so we've found some more lifts. -3, -2, -1, because of course you probably start it on -1 if you want. So I think the next task is to go to -1. And I don't know what we do from here. Right, sorry about that cut. I had to halt the recording due to something, but we are here. We're back in the same lift, so we'll open it up. We're on -2. We can go down to -3. And as I was saying as it opened up, this is the next room. So I think our aim is just probably to get to the other side, or at least find a way to get back to the first pair of lifts. I just had a look in the lift editor and there is only the 2 pairs of lifts that come down here. It's a bit awkward because you'd think that there would be a set of lifts that would take you up above the surface that are not the ones you come down in. Or possibly those ones. But there's a set of doors over there. And shall we investigate those? Doesn't seem to be the most difficult room ever. Probably meant to start on -1, but not to worry. Maybe we did the hardest room first. Maybe, maybe not. That is the question. So we'll go through these doors. I imagine this will probably lead us to the lift. Ah. A pair of lifts. So let's call on them up. These are the ones that go up to 4, but we'll just go to -1. It's -1's where the final level we have to explore is. So what is on level -1? That I don't actually know. I think it might be... it's just a simple walk around and find out type of maze. So let's do a bit of that. We'll do fast methods. Is there actually going to be any decisions that we need to make, or do we simply just walk over there? Is there a decision? No decisions yet. This might be a decision. No, that's not a decision. No decisions there. Here's the decision. It's not even a decision. It's just a lift shaft. You can see all the other lift shaft, of course, because it is a Beno Building Creator V2 building. I genuinely don't think this is that even meant to be difficult. I think it's just find the lifts. I thought I would have put some challenge in this. We're literally just following the path. That's all this is. Is there any reason to suspect that anything could possibly go wrong here? Seeing plenty of lift shafts, but I'm not seeing anything else at all. I think this is really just about to be done, and we'll just be saying, well, that was not very... Oh, decision? Not a decision. Decision? Decision. Going this way. We had a decision to make. This is incredible. Did we make the right decision? Going around the corners as fast as we can to see if we made the right decision. Decision, not a decision. Go on, is this going to be the right decision, or have we got a lot of backtracking to do? I just hit a wall and now I'm very slow. There we go. I would like this to be the right decision, you know? This should be considered rather favourable. Oh, I've slowed down again. Come this far. Surely this is the right decision. Surely, 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 surely. It's the wrong decision. We made the wrong decision. I've got to go back. Oh dear, where am I going? We made the wrong decision. I did not expect that, and I've just hit a wall. So we've got to go all the way back to that decision point and make the other decision. Did not expect that when I went to finish this little recording. Alright. So now I just need to try and find that decision point again so I can make a different decision. How many times have I said decision so far? I honestly have no idea. Too many. I need to make a new decision to stop saying decision. It's not it. Where's the spot? Well, I think it's here. I think I recognize this. It's right here. So there's not anything there, so it's got to be this way. Well, I guess I did put something in to fool even myself. I thought there was just going to be no decisions at any point. So it's going to be completely easy. Just had to make our way around. But no, there was a decision and I did not decide correctly. Now I just need to... There we go. Of course, the only problem now is, because I did not design things well, you have to go either back through that maze or through a different level to get back up to the top. And I can't be bothered doing that because of how long this video is, so I'm going to say I hope you enjoyed this very strange building. If you did, you know what to do, and we'll get a new episode of this going very soon. I forgot what buildings are going to be in the next episode, but I think it's going to be a 2-building episode. So hopefully maybe not as long. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this strange building with this underground area. And I'll see you in the next video. That will be it.